この地は都の西の端。それゆえ結界が安置されたわけだが、先ほどの巨大なカラスといい、汚れで役目を果たせぬのであろう。結界は本家の北東の木だとな。 ここ松尾大社には酒造りの神が舞い降りたとされておる。そのおかげか清らかな水が湧き出して尽きぬのよ。ここの水で作った酒はそれはもう格別でな。
あやかしかと思うた。心配はご無用。不信心な者は鳥居をくぐることさえかなわぬ。
地獄を生み出した頼朝とは違い、静は自ら外に出られぬ。一刻も早く助けに行かねば。
Alright, I'll hop on the mic. I'm getting tired of typing. Right now, I'm just testing... I'm testing the scrolls, mostly. If I get anything usable, that's nice, but I'm trying to test the scrolls. To see if these can, like, re-roll anything, because it doesn't seem like they can. It seems like if you re-roll the Grace, that it just straight up removes it entirely. That's what I'm seeing right here. This one's kind of shit, so I'm willing to sacrifice this one for science. But what I do not want to do is fight these HP sponge enemies before I have a build, only to find out that it's shit. So I've got to cheat on, but all these scrolls, I've done them legit. I've done them legit like numerous times. So not a lot of people are really doing research right now, so I figure since I have the trainer and a lot of other people don't, it's good for me to go ahead and do this. I haven't really even gotten anything good while doing this anyway. Well, it might work. So far, it's not working, but I can't confirm or deny why I'm doing it. I've been doing these scrolls all day. Science testing. Which trainer am I using? I'm using the Flare June trainer, but the only thing that works is like the invincibility. Invincibility just trying to see, like, can you actually re-roll into a different race? Or is scroll effectively break if it doesn't have it seems like it's a ladder. I'd rather this testing take 10 minutes. Assuming I don't die. That just kind of makes it take even longer. But yeah, I'm just about done testing. We'll go back to normal, mostly non-cheated gameplay, because I do have the animation canceling on. I don't know if people count that as cheating. I honestly don't give a shit if they do. I think it makes the game more fun. Seems like it, yeah. But it seems like if you don't get the Grace you want, the scroll is effectively bricked. I mean, we'll find out right now. See if it actually helps. Or if you just kind of just stuck with that slot and you can't re-roll it into anything else. And that's why I have the cheat on, because clearly I'm capable of doing this without cheating. Anybody who says that I couldn't very easily just go watch the other stuff that I've done. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you can re-roll it. So we'll go ahead and max this out. I gotta go ahead and disassemble first, though. 3 ultimate stats and a Grace that you want? Yeah, probably. The problem with that is it requires 150 stats, so having 3 is kind of overkill. I feel like you would be gimping your character by doing that. You could just, like, go all in and have 3 of them, but I think ideally, like, 2 with stats that you're already pumping for whatever you're trying to do with your character, and then, you know, like, something else, like, you know, key damage or whatever you're trying to stack is probably better. Just a hunch, though. I mean, this is all just theory crafting, and I'm kind of just skipping a lot of the frustrating part of testing this shit by just using the cheat. But for what I've seen so far, I don't think 3 would be very viable. It feels like you'd be kind of gimping your character in some other way. That's what it seems like. I could probably take this off and put, like, something else on. Let me look at these other graces, because I did get 7-piece Susanoo doing this. Let me see what else I've got here. What would be good for, like, the second set? Because you can get up to 6 pieces, so... anything where you need 7 pieces is gonna be kind of buns. No, I don't think 3 stats would do any good. I think it would be kind of shit, honestly. But for now, yes, it would be shit. For now, it would be shit. When the level cap is raised, then yeah, I could see that being more viable without just kind of gimping yourself. Let's see here. You know, I do have wind on Samurai. That might actually be pretty good. So let's go ahead and try that. See if I got a good one here. That one's kind of shit. Alright, so let's look for, Fuma. It's called Fuma Chief. Let me see if I have any of those. Gallant Thief? I don't know if I have that one. I'll have to look in the storage. The way I see it, anything I got from cheating today is not even optimal because it doesn't have stars on it, so... and this is gonna be, oh, wow, that actually is pretty good. Unfortunately, it's, two weight, so I don't know if that's gonna be worthwhile. You could put this one on. Now, let me see if I have the Fuma Chief first, and then maybe I can look into that. I've got so much stuff in here. Yeah, I don't think I would want to play like that. Anything but A agility is shit, as far as I'm concerned. C agility is basically just like a newbie trap in these kinds of games. You think it's gonna make you a tank? Well, especially in Nioh 1, that couldn't be farther from the truth. You still got one shot by everything. Which is why they nerfed how much damage everything does. That's exactly the reason why. They nerfed how much damage everything could do, because they realized it was kind of stupid to have, like, high agility in the game, or high weight in the game, that basically just bricks your character, and you still get one shot like you're on A agility. Yeah, I don't think I have the Fuma. Let me see if I got something else instead. With what I currently have here, and find something else maybe. I might have some in storage. Flying Kato is one weight. I need 3 more pieces. I'd have to get rid of that. Let me see if I have one in here. I want to go back to not cheating because I actually have some of the stuff that I want now. Let me see if I can put the Susanoo somewhere else. I mean, ideally I would have it here. Yeah, this DLC is okay. It's not as bad as people are saying it is. People are saying it's terrible. It's like, well, this is usually the amount of new content that you get in a Nioh game DLC. It's just that a huge chunk of it is recycled, which is what the real problem is. And they're not even, like, recycling as much as they should. That's kind of the issue. It's like... you still have like a couple dozen enemies and bosses that you could put in the scrolls, and I think that that would actually be a lot of fun. But that's not the case though. Like they only gave like a couple new enemies. It feels like they should just recycle more of them and just go like Elden Ring Night Rain on it and just dump all of them in here. Especially now that the scrolls are like completely random and they aren't RNG anymore. I think that that would be a lot better. But nope, it kind of just... They only recycled a couple enemies instead of all of them, which I think would have given the game a lot more variety. But the end game is basically the scrolls anyway, so... I feel like if people don't like the scrolls, then they're gonna hop off this really quick, but... I think the scrolls are way better than they were before. Problem with the scrolls before is that there were so few seeds, and most of them were garbage. A decent chunk of them were the gimmick bosses, like the big rock demon and Lady Osakabe, and like literally nobody wanted to do those. Even if you told people like this has exactly what you're looking for your build, nobody wanted to use it. So I think this system is a lot better. They still keep the length of the scrolls under control, but it's a lot more random. And that makes it a lot more interesting long-term, instead of the way it was before. The way it was before, there were a couple seeds that were fun, and there were a bunch that were just miserable, because they made you fight the gimmick bosses. And those were not fun unless you just cheated past them. Now it's like you have a much larger variety of enemies to fight, and the special affixes on them make them a lot more interesting too. It's just that I don't know why you would put something like that in the game and then not also recycle more enemies so that there's more variety in there. But instead, it's kind of just barely anything. Like, yeah, I don't know why people think that it doesn't have that much content. It's mostly just that what they have is not being used properly. I think they have more than enough enemies to, like, really make those scrolls a lot more fun, but for some reason, they just didn't. I would hope that when they do the final DLC that they're just gonna put more stuff in there. Just recycle, like, almost everything else. Because they've still got a lot left to recycle. Well, the scrolls were always like that. The scrolls were always like that. It's just that it wasn't fun. They got like halfway towards something fun, and then they kind of botched it by making it so they only had a couple seeds. And I remember trying to get people to do the Lady Osakabe seed, and no one wanted to do it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of understand, really. I understand completely why you would not want to do that. And this game also has, like, barely any gimmick bosses. I mean, some bosses are better than others, obviously, but there's, like, no gimmick bosses in this game. I think that's one of the biggest improvements. Everybody says that the game is shit and it's worse than before. I'm like, well, they don't really have any gimmick bosses in the game, so I consider that a win. The gimmick bosses in Team Ninja games are always dreadful, especially if what you need is tied to them. Yagyu? What is it called exactly? If you could tell me. Yeah, they have, like, no gimmick bosses in this game. That's, like, a huge improvement. Because the gimmick bosses in Team Ninja games have been getting worse and worse. Thought Lady Osakabe was bad. The big cow in Wo Long was, like, the fucking worst gimmick boss they've ever made, as far as I'm concerned. You were fighting the camera more than that boss, and then it had, like, 2 forms. It had like 2 forms. Like, why does it have 2 forms? It's 2 agility. It's 2 weight. Unfortunately. I wish you could get like something that gave you more equipment weight, because I just don't like playing on anything other than A agility. Anything other than that, I'm not interested in. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. Let's try to find something else in here. I think they know that A agility is best agility. And they don't want to make it too easy. I think they're well aware at this point that people that like play this game past the credits are pretty much all on A agility, so they purposely add sets that people will never use. Because C agility is a newbie trap. It's probably a little bit more viable in this than it was in Nioh 1. In Nioh 1, it was like meme-worthy how shit it was. Because you just got one-tapped by anything anyway. You got one-tapped by everything, so what you equipped didn't matter. I don't really have anything else to stack. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble all this stuff, and then disassemble all this stuff so I actually have space, and then try to find something else. Alright, so let me turn the cheats off. Yeah, when I played Nioh 1, that was my first Souls-like ever that I ever played. I never played any of the FromSoft stuff because I just thought the combat looked shitty. I definitely fell for that trap of C agility and then still got one shot, and then I kind of saw how you're supposed to play the game, which is A agility. You're squishier, but not to the point where you're completely useless. I think that's why they keep adding these tooltips that tell you that, you know, lower or higher agility kind of gimps you. I think they finally caught on. It's such an obvious thing that you would take if you play like other ARPGs. Because in ARPGs that don't take skill, so ones that like aren't this or like FromSoft games and stuff, any kind of Souls-like, you know, being a tank is a good thing. You know, Diablo 4, for instance, you can stack like tons of dodge chance and defense and stuff, and then still have high defense. That's not how it works in these games. These games, you're either fast or you're slow. There's like no in between. Alright, let's clean this out. Did you try this dodge cancel mod that I'm using? I think it makes the game a lot better. And he's looking into other additions to it as well, which is really cool. I was talking to him just before I started streaming. So probably got a bunch of trash in here too. So go ahead and clean this out. That way I'll actually have more space. I feel like the game should just be like that by default. Like, no reason for it not to. Alright, I think I'm pretty, well, I definitely need more space than that. I gotta torch some of this stuff. So I should have the ability to upgrade this stuff now, so... yeah, this one needs some help. There we go. Put it all the way up to 29. Let's just do 25. Doesn't seem like the power increase is worth it. This one needs some help too. I've got to re-roll as well.
これでどうかな?
Armor.
Do? 気に入りそう?
Doesn't seem like this DLC is doing very well. Doesn't seem like a lot of people really care about it. I think the way that Team Ninja makes their games is starting to catch up with them. These games are basically early access and everything but the name. You know, it doesn't have that official distinction, but that is 100% what their games are. I think, unfortunately for them, it's starting to catch up to them. I see so many people say, I'll check back when all the DLC is out. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the problem. Everything that's in this DLC should have been in the base game. It should have had 2 new game pluses. It would have made the game a lot more worth sticking with, but when people have kind of caught on, it's like, well, I don't want to grind that much if, you know, I play the DLC for like an hour and everything gets power crept. Like, people don't want to do that. But part of the problem is what they're doing with these games is they're making them open zone now. I don't mind that they're open zone. I think it was a good way to increase the accessibility and make it so you can't get stuck, you know, banging your head against the boss, which is a problem in pretty much every Souls-like. The problem is just that it's making it take twice as long to put out the DLC. So, the same problem of, you know, power creep and not wanting to play the game until it's done is still an issue. Wolong 2 is going to be the same thing, mark my words. It's going to be the exact same thing as this. They're going to launch with a good foundation, but, you know, same thing, different flavor. It's like, hey, that was fun, you know, where's the rest? The rest doesn't come for 6 months. Doesn't come for 6 months. So yeah, you better have something else in your backlog to play, because this isn't going to get anything. Wolong 2 looks pretty solid. Looks like it's going to be a lot better than the first one at launch, but I don't know why I don't know why they want to go open
Oh.
zone again.
気に入りそう
It's just going to have the same problems as this game. It's like, it's nice that you can,
ねえねえこれでどうかな
it's nice that if you get stuck, you can go level up or find things to improve your build. And you don't have to just sit there and fight the same boss for 10 hours, which, despite what roll slot people will tell you, not everybody wants to do that. It's very hard for them to understand that.
ねえねえ
It's
これで
very
どうか
hard
な
for them to understand that. I'm like, yeah, there is fun in doing that. You know, I've fought bosses in Team Ninja games for like hours, and it's satisfying, but normal people don't want to do that. I think it's a good net positive to have the open zone, but the power creep and the open zone doubling the amount of time it takes to get a DLC patch out is definitely a problem. It's not going to be 3 months. Team Ninja's like one of the only studios putting out like high quality games every year.
ねえね
So
えこれでどうかな
I'm pretty sure they've got it set up very much like how it works with how it worked with Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Dragon Ball Xenoverse got one season pass, and it had barely anything in it. You want to know why? It's because they instantly moved everybody.
どう
Instantly moved everybody over to
Can you
Xenoverse
do
2. They had like barely anyone working on Xenoverse 1. Like, they took everybody off that project like instantly.
ねえねえこれでどうか
I'm
な
pretty sure that's one of the only ways that Team Ninja can keep doing stuff like this is by doing things like that. And unfortunately, it has its flaws. It's not a perfect system.
ねえねえこれでどうかなどう気に入りそう ねえねえこれでどうかな
Yeah, people complain too much about the state of Team Ninja. I'm like, do you want it to be like every other franchise where you get a new game like every 6 years? Because that's what every other franchise is right now. It's pretty much Team Ninja and Capcom are like the only ones still putting out things as often as like the PS2 era. I'm like, if I have to put up with, you know, recycled enemies and stuff like that, like I'm fine with it personally, because we've seen what the alternative is. The last Ratchet and Clank game was like 6 years ago now. In the first 6 years of the Ratchet and Clank franchise, there were like 7 games. In the first 7 years of the DMC franchise, we got 4 games. 5 if you count the special edition. And now it's been 7 years since the last one. So, I don't know.
どう気に入り
Beggars
そう
can't be choosers. You're either gonna get stuff like this that's really cool and it's not perfect, or you can wait longer for, you know, a better sequel, but it's gonna take like 6 years now, because that's just how
Oh.
video games are at the
気
moment.
に入りそう
じゃあまたね。
It's crazy that they like do cliffhangers and stuff when games take like 5 times longer to make than they did just like barely 15 years ago. It's all these unanswered questions in the new God of War. I'm like, dude, that's insane, man. It's like 5 years between games. It's nuts that people actually want stuff like that. But yeah, as soon as they started putting out an action RPG like every year, something was gonna give. Rise of the Ronin was the same. Like, people have already forgotten how that game was. It's a good game, but it didn't get DLC, and DLC in Team Ninja games is effectively like half of the content. You know, there were like barely any builds in that game. You know, it was a good game. It definitely played different from this, and it wasn't for everybody. It wasn't a bad game. The problem was just that it didn't get DLC. I'm like, well, Sony probably didn't commission DLC, and then even if they did, they're already working on another game, so they're already working on another one. Max out at 30 agility? Yeah, I'm not messing with that. That seems more viable in DLC 2, because the level cap will probably go up another 250 levels. So you should be able to wear full 2-weight gear and then still have A agility. But right now, yeah, you're kind of limited by the game not being done, which is exactly what I was just talking about. I was just talking about that. Alright, I guess I'll try to get some more scrolls. So I got some real shit rolls today. Cheats are off. At least they should be. If they are, I have to reboot the game. I don't know, it's just weird to see it at mostly negative, and it's like, dude, FromSoft hasn't put out a game in a couple years now. Like, well, if they did stuff like this, they'd have more games out. I don't know, man. It's a monkey's paw wish. You want more games, and they give it to you, but then people don't seem to understand it, like, there has to be some kind of compromise, right? With this game, and Wolong 2, inevitably, it's mostly just going to be the open zone has made it, like, far more accessible, and you have, like, more concrete ways to get stronger that aren't just banging your head against bosses and stuff. Which is good for, like, sales and everything, but the problem is they're putting out a game every year, so as soon as the base vanilla version of these games ships, they already probably move, like, half the staff onto the next one. And I think that it's been like that for a while now, because they've been doing annual games for, what, like 6 years now? The problem is that these are open zone, and with Wolong, there's comparatively a lot less that they can recycle. Personally, I wouldn't care if I saw Nioh enemies in Wolong. If it gave it more variety, I wouldn't care, but people would complain about it because they complain about stuff that doesn't matter. But doing 2 action RPGs at the same time that are from vastly different time periods, they can't really recycle anything except, like, probably some stuff. Like, you know, this isn't inherently Japanese looking. Well, that kind of is. They could probably recycle some environment stuff, but everything else has been made from scratch. I predict Wolong 2 is going to be the same problem. You know, it'll be a fun journey to credits, but it's probably gonna be like really bare bones otherwise. You know, you can go ahead and grind up experience, but it's just gonna go so much faster when DLC drops.
来たか、竹千代
Decide
殿。
if that's worth it.
竹
霊樹が燃えておる。頼朝め、ついに一線を越えたか。いや、静が頼朝の暴挙を見逃すはずがない。もしや竹千代、急ぐぞ。
I mean, look at Marvel
静
Tokon
かな
right
身が
now. It's got 20 characters, and they're only putting out 4 a year. And they don't even have to make like a new story mode like Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is the same thing too. They had 4 characters a year, and they stopped doing World Tour. They just killed that mode entirely, but you still only get 4 characters. I'm fine with things not being as good as they should be if it means that I don't have to wait like 5 years. That's fine. Because that's pretty much every other game right now. Last God of War was like 3 years ago. The fact that they're getting it out in 4 years is like pretty nuts. In the amount of time it's taken for DMC 4 and 5 to come out, the first 4 games are already released. Just think about that for a second. It's been 7 years since 5. Just put the most annoying enemies and hazards all in one room so that you basically just don't fight anything, despite fighting being the only purpose. Classic. All the most annoying enemies. Do they really think people actually fight? Do they actually think people fight in areas like this? Because like most of the time, the more sane thing. There's staple level designs, like annoying shit like this, where you just don't want to fight. Crucibles are like the epitome of that level design. They do it so much in this game. You're just gonna put a guy on the other side of the map that's just gonna keep spamming projectiles, and then you put enemies there like people are actually going to fight them. Like, did you do any focus testing with people who are even remotely sane? Because they're not gonna fight anything. Look at what I'm doing right now. I'm capable of doing this. You saw me skillfully take out Kunimatsu at the beginning of this stream. Do I want to do it? No. I'm just gonna run past it. I don't think they're ever gonna learn. They just don't understand human psychology. It's already a difficult game by nature, but then you put in obnoxious-ass bosses like that, enemies and shit like that. It's like, you might as well just not put enemies there at all. You might as well just make it like a platforming challenge. People like aren't going to fight them, period. I think there's like some guy that is the most stable mob in Team Ninja. Despite how bad the game industry's been, I think the guy's sole job is to just put annoying as fuck projectile spammers in every game that they make. I think his name should be, job name should be like Resident Asshole. I think that's probably somebody that works at Team Ninja. There's no way that that's not an actual job that they have. You need a guy to just put this guy doing incendiary surgery in this game with hand cannon. You need somebody doing that. Guys, like, is my job safe? I'm like, yeah, we need somebody to put them. We need somebody to put annoying as fuck enemies everywhere. I'm like, cool. So you're basically never going to get fired. You'll be able to retire from this job. Even Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which was like not a hardcore action RPG, that was very much more for normies. They still had snipers that could hit you from the other side of the map. That's what made me think that they're actually using so much like that. The only explanation I have for why I think I'm gonna take off the stones to try to piss me off. They have way too much health. It's destroyed the pacing. Probably need to get a better build. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it off. Yeah, let's just go ahead and take it off. Especially when you're in here, doing like a scroll or something more controlled. I'm cool with it, but this, not a fan of getting sniped by 800 enemies. I know that Penance Stone is possible. They have so much peace. Probably more viable when you have sucks. It's probably fucking ghost, man. Of all things to recycle, they keep bringing those fuckers back. Oh my gosh, this is so irritating. We don't recycle the good enemies. We recycle the good. No one even liked the spider boss before. I have a arachnophobia. Of course they bring her back. What people actually want. Let's just get through this quick. give us Nunchaku in the final update, they better not add some stupid shit like a bayonet or something. They better not just do that. They better have Nunchaku. I'm gonna be pissed. I was already hoping they were gonna do it with this one. I haven't tried the new weapon yet. I don't have any opinion on it, but just the fact that it's not Nunchaku. It hasn't been Nunchaku in any Team Ninja game for years now. They need to rectify that pronto. I remember how excited I was when they put the bits in Nioh 2. I'm like, yeah, that's one of the main things that you're missing. You should have that. Better not be. Don't you dare use Buckwad. Yep. Or Team Ninja Classic. These guys are just playing Smash Brothers. They're just playing Smash. They're edge guarding very well. They're gonna go to the next melee major and win. It's the only purpose that they're there for is just to piss you off. I knew that was gonna happen. I don't even remember how to get back up, man. I have to go all the way around. Contents as long as possible. The only reason you're there. Alright. Shut down your edge guarding here. Cut that shit out, bro. No. Nah, if it's a rifle, I'm uninstalling. They need to do their civic duty and have a Nunchaku in the game, please. I feel like they're kind of running out of all their weapons at this point, so going full accuracy is not really a problem. I remember someone saying that Tanfas weren't around during the time of the Samurai Warriors games were out. It's more just that they'd be cannibalizing stuff that they could put in Wolong, so I think that there is a chance. We'll see. In another 6 months. Putting any Chinese weaponry in Nioh is effectively dead now. We probably thought about it, but then Wolong got greenlit. They're like, well, we can't really do that anymore. Because then we're just going to have less ideas for Wolong. So, I'm hoping that means that they're going to put Nunchaku in there. overdue. Just leave me alone, bro. I was trying to get back to where I was. Oh, no wonder I didn't see that. That's my fault. I don't think there's much left. This one definitely is one of the worst ones. Just a clusterfuck of annoying stage hazards and projectile spam. With the classic. Hey, if you figure out something, man, ping me in my Discord. I'll probably do some more.
私に
この旅立つな
I should check if I got any scrolls. You get one that's not garbage.
かように巨大な木々わらわも初めて見る
If I
ね
got any.
こたびはいずこへ飛ばされたのか
Let me see here.
まずは先ほど飛び去ったあやかしを追ってみようぞ
Yeah, equipment weight I can't mess with that much. Probably get up to ultimate strength. Probably the next like 30 or so levels. Take off some of these other ones. Looks like I didn't get any new scrolls. Oh yeah, this one's just completely bricked. This one's pretty good. It's just I can't really benefit from anything on that just yet. What does that do? That's a good question. It unlocks rank AA for agility, so it does the opposite. It does the opposite. The weight problem will get worked out in time when, you know, we have more levels and stuff. But right now, yeah, the A agility options are not the greatest. I think I'm just gonna run past all this. These missions where you're kind of stuck and you can't get out are kind of not fun. I'm not gonna finish the game tonight, but I'll probably get a little bit farther. You just kind of gotta treat this game like a Tales game. Just not run the stone if you want to get through stuff quick. You want to get through stuff quick, don't run the stone. If you want to challenge, sure, but don't run the stone otherwise. Getting two-shot by obnoxious stuff is not fun. Which is exactly how it works in Tales games. Tales games, the bosses are less frustrating to fight than groups of enemies on hard mode sometimes. That's why most people that do like challenge runs and stuff, they don't put the hardest difficulty on the whole time. Especially if they're doing like they put it on like normal. Yeah, the second half of the game feels like it's only here because they thought that the game was too short, but in terms of how much content it has, it's so much less. The open zone in this game, it's really a first impression type thing. The first map is really good, it's dense, it's full of content. You know, there's a lot of issues and stuff. And then, like, just how the game is structured, you're also getting, like, new things constantly. Like, as soon as you get past the ice map, that all just kind of goes away. There's like less and less stuff on the maps. It's just a lot of empty space. And it's only that big because, you know, they advertise the game in a way that would get people that would normally not play stuff like this to buy it. But I guess by that point you can't refund or trade it in or anything, so they just kind of figure we could just phone in the other half. It's just weird because, like, the DLC map actually feels pretty densely packed with stuff. It's not too big, it's not too small. There's actually a significant amount of things to do. But that quality does not stay consistent in the main game at all. Like, once you get to this point, the quality of the maps takes a huge dump. Like, it just kind of instantly deteriorates. Everybody that's actually finished this game will tell you that the second half of this game, I mean, I feel like there's a decline immediately after you're off the Roaring States map, which is the first level. I feel like there's immediately a decline there, but the ice map isn't too bad. It's once you get to this point where you can tell, like, we don't have enough money. I doubt it's even money at this point, because their games are actually selling pretty well. I think it's more just the way that they've got their studio set up, where they put out a new game every year. Like, hey, that's good enough. We need you on the next game so we can put out a game in 2027. Well, there you go. Figure something out. Watch it, dude.
草薙をしあの霊樹の根元にこの国を豊かにした大霊石がありました。しかしそれも我が弟秀樹の手により暗き霊がやって空に浮かぶ巨大なあやかしは極霊石が呼び出したものでしょう。
ただの血ではないようです。この邪気、極霊石のものでしょうか。
Alright, are you gonna let me pick this up or what? Do I really have to kill them? This map is not very fun. Been there, done that. Let's get this done quick. Move on to the last map.
幼い頃よく神殿に忍び込んでは母様に叱られたものです。二人で先森の上に乗って霊樹の枝を登って、ここを下った先にヒルコは必ずいるはず。
大方そそのかされたんだろう。愚かで優しい我が姉に共にほふってやろう。輝きの力思い知るがいい。
いつもここ
どうやら江戸城が落とされたあの日に戻ってきたようじゃ。じゃが国松はどこかへ姿を消したの。わずかだが以前とは違う。 こたびこそ深くは取るまいぞ。
Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it for now. I do have to be up in the morning, in like 6 hours to help my neighbor, the one who helped me get the Switch 2, so I need to take care of that. I think that's gonna do it for now. In the event that I can't sleep or I wake up early and sleeping is not efficient, I'll hop back on. I'll definitely finish the game today and just go full grind mode, but
お気をつけください。
there are shrine around here.
ところにあやかしがおります。竹千代様が拙者がこの命に変えてもお守りいたす。
That's right, gotta fight Kunimata. I've already fought him enough today. I'm done with that fight. So many times today. For nothing, basically.
Stop talking. 今のうちに半蔵殿のもとへ参りましょうぞ。
No yapping.
いつの間にこれほどの技を、それに佇まいも、さながら幾多の苦難を乗り越えたかのよう。
We'll just go ahead and finish this off, so I don't get chrono triggered by having to fight Kunimatsu. Come back. Well, let's go ahead and finish. Let's run past everything. I think this is mostly scripted fights.
あとは拙者らに任せよ。この手、心配はごめん。
わされたか。今の若であれば超えられるのだが。我々はここであやかしを食い止めます。心配いりません。片付け次第すぐに追いつきますぞ。
二人ともお主の成長ぶりに驚いておったまい。案ずるな。あやつら二人が力を合わせれば敵はない。ほれ、もうじき地下に着くぞ。覚悟はできておろうな。
将軍の座は私のものだ。そうだ、やはり私の方が優れているのだ。バカな、この私の竹千代に。やめろ。私は将軍でなければならんのだ。
Really stupid how if you try to kill him at the beginning of the game, he just does a full screen hitbox that one-shots you. I hate when games do that. It's such a waste of time. Don't waste my time with shit like that. If it's a scripted fight, then just make a cutscene. You don't even get anything for it. I feel like you should get like starting boost to give you like 20 levels or something if you do that. Clearly, you played the other games and you know how it works and everything. You don't get anything for it at all. It's like one of the stupidest things, tropes in video games. Like, oh, you can't actually win. You can do damage to the boss, but you get to a certain threshold, you just screen wipes. That shit is so stupid. I think this game is probably the worst, because not only are you, like, underpowered, you have, like, no mechanics, you don't even have a, you don't even have more than one stance. You don't even think you have ninja stance either. You have, like, nothing. You're beating that boss with absolutely nothing, and it doesn't give you anything. I guess we'll do this and pop off. I remember people posting what happened if you beat Kunimatsu at the beginning. Yeah, nothing. A waste of time. waste your limited time fighting a boss that you can't actually kill. He's basically invincible. I think it just makes it worse. You have like no game mechanics at that point. I mean, if you beat him with that, you're very skilled. It doesn't do anything. Usually when other games do that at higher level, you would have like some game mechanics. But in this game, the tutorial basically takes everything away from you. Alright, let's see what this rolled, if it's anything worth a damn, or if it's more junk. Oh yeah, that's complete ass. That is complete ass. That actually would have been a fun one to grind, but not with those stats. That is complete shit. Check what I got here before I sign off. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty good piece, but it's three weights, so I'm probably not going to use that. Kind of need to get stars to really boost up my build. That's pretty good. Got an accessory. This is garbage. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I can't, I shall return and continue the grind. See you later.